There are places that don't appear on maps, buildings that exist only when you're tired enough, desperate enough to need them. I found it just after midnight, looming beside an empty highway like it had been waiting for me. The sign flickered, hotel, missing a few letters, buzzing softly in the fog. I don't remember deciding to stop. I just remember pulling into the lot and turning off the engine. The air felt wrong, too still, like the night was holding its breath. Inside, the lobby smelled of dust and old carpet. A single lamp buzzed behind the front desk. The clerk looked up slowly, too slowly. His smile never reached his eyes. One night only, he said, "No refunds, no room changes." When I asked why, his smile faded. "If you hear knocking, don't answer." The elevator doors closed with a heavy metallic groan. Floor numbers flickered past, 2, 3, 4. Then the lights went out. When they came back on, the display read 4, but the doors opened to a hallway that felt endless. The carpet was red, too red. Every door looked the same stains, same scratches. Room 42 appeared again, and again, and again. I walked for what felt like minutes. My footsteps sounded delayed, like something was following one step behind. Inside the room 42 opened easily. Inside, the air was warm, too warm. The curtains moved even though the windows were closed. That's when I heard it. Knock. Another knock. The clerk's warning echoed in my head. I locked myself in the bathroom and splashed water on my face. The mirror fogged instantly. When I wiped it clean, my reflection smiled. I hadn't. The reflection raised its hand a moment after I did. Reality breaking, the knocking returned, this time from inside the walls. The carpet beneath my feet shifted, breathing. I ran into the hallway, but the doors were gone, only mirrors. Every mirror showed me standing still, except one. The reflection stepped forward, its hand pressed against the glass. My turn. The lights went out. The hotel was silent again. In the morning, the highway was empty. The hotel was gone. But room 42 is still occupied. Vansa arrived at the Hotel Verity at exactly 11:47 p.m. The automatic doors gliding open without a sound. The building looked less like a hotel and more like a laboratory, walls of flawless glass, polished chrome surfaces, and lighting so white it felt surgical. Every step she took echoed only in her own head. There was no background music, no ambient hum, not even the faint buzz of electricity. The silence was so complete it felt engineered. The only noise came from her suitcase. The click-clack of its wheels against the immaculate floor sounded aggressive, almost obscene, as if she were breaking a rule simply by moving. Clara instinctively slowed her pace, shrinking inward, until she reached the front desk. The night manager stood behind it, hands folded neatly, posture perfect. She looked ageless, smooth skin, dark eyes, an expression that never shifted. Clara leaned in and lowered her voice to a whisper without knowing why. She said she was checking in Clara Vance. The manager didn't ask for identification. She didn't type anything. She simply nodded, as though Clara's presence had been anticipated. The manager explained the hotel's policy in a voice, so even it sounded pre-recorded, absolute quiet. No phones in public spaces, no loud talking, no disturbances. The words landed heavily, like rules carved into stone. When the manager slid the key card across the counter, Clara hesitated. It wasn't plastic, it was glass, cool, perfectly clear, almost invisible in her hand. Clara mentioned her white noise machine. She joked nervously about not being able to sleep in total silence. The manager's smile widened just a fraction too much, stretching unnaturally across her face. Silence, she said, wasn't the absence of sound, it was a gift, and Clara wouldn't need her machine here. Room 909 was at the end of a long, blindingly white corridor. The door opened soundlessly inside. The room was immaculate to the point of discomfort. White walls, gray furniture, no art, no clutter, no personality. It felt less like a place to rest and more like a space waiting to be occupied by something else. Clara unpacked quickly, unsettled but exhausted. She placed her white noise machine on the nightstand and turned it to rainfall. The familiar static hiss filled the air, and for the first time since arriving, her shoulders relaxed. She sat on the edge of the bed and watched the machine's digital display. The sound waves rippled gently, then slowed, flattened. The rainfall thinned into something metallic and hollow before cutting out entirely. Clara frowned and tapped the device. Nothing. She sighed and reached for a phone instead. The screen lit up, the song played, the progress bar moved, but there was no sound. She pressed the phone to her ear, turned the volume all the way up. Nothing, not even static. Her unease deepened. She went into the bathroom, hoping cold water would snap her out of it. She turned the faucet. Water poured out in a heavy, forceful stream, splashing violently against the porcelain sink. There was no sound. Clara stared, frozen, watching the impossible movement without noise. She waved her hand through the stream, felt the water, felt the splash, but the world remained mute. Her heart began to race. She called out, or rather she tried to. She saw her mouth move in the mirror, saw her chest rise and fall, but there was nothing, no echo, no vibration, no voice. Panic set in. She slammed her fist against the wall, felt the pain bloom across her knuckles, heard nothing. She grabbed a glass tumbler and dropped it. It shattered spectacularly across the tile floor, fragments skittering everywhere. Silence. Not even the faintest hint of sound. The realization hit her all at once. This wasn't her ears, it was the room, the hotel. Clara ran into the hallway, her bare feet sinking slightly into the plush white carpet. She spotted a maid pushing a cart and lunged toward her, grabbing her arm desperately. Clara screamed for help with every ounce of strength she had. The maid turned calmly. Her face showed no shock, no concern. She slowly raised a finger and pointed to her own ears. There were none. Where her ears should have been was only smooth, uninterrupted skin. The maid then opened her mouth. Inside was no tongue, no teeth, only a pale, soft, fungus-like mass that pulsed gently, absorbing every vibration, every attempted sound. A thin, piercing ringing began to bleed into Clara's awareness. It hurt. It was sharp and invasive. At the far end of the hallway, the night manager stood perfectly still. The ringing intensified. The manager's voice did not travel through the air. It bloomed directly inside Clara's skull. The world, she said, was too loud. Everyone was screaming all the time. The verity didn't create silence, it removed noise permanently. Didn't Clara want it to stop? Clara turned to run, but the carpet betrayed her. It rose like liquid foam, wrapping around her.